There we go. Make sure I can see us. Hello, everyone. There we are. We're live. We're live. Yay. Okay. Yes, there we are. I see us. We will give everyone a minute or two to find us, and then we will jump right in. I have a super cute card for you tonight. Using some newer products, things that are new to me, that just came in. Some you might have seen, some you might not have, but I am so excited about this little fold, and quite easily with minimal supplies. All right. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Mother's Day to everyone who celebrated on Sunday. Hi, Linda. Yay, real time. Glad you're here. So I'm going to wait just another minute or so, and then we'll get going. I don't know about you, but it's raining over here. We've had a couple of pop-ups with some grumbles. Those are always fun, especially when you have dogs who do not like thunder and lightning. So if you hear them bark, I apologize for that. Linda, are you going to the airport tonight to welcome home the honor flight? I have been to a couple, and it is amazing. Just amazing. I always cry. Hi, Linda Owen. I get so teary-eyed. I heard there was 3 World War II veterans on this trip. I believe they said 97, 99, and 100 years of age. And just thinking about it, and when I heard him announce it, of course, immediately the waterworks happened. So it's incredible that they get to experience that. I went with ROTC to basically the same tour that they take the honor flight on, and it is incredible. There was one thing I wished I could have done with my dad, and that was being able to take him to the Korean War Memorial. I took lots of pictures for him, but I always had hoped I would get him there, and it didn't happen. But it's an incredible, incredible thing. So if you can't go, cheer, cheer. Knowing that they're going to be arriving between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. So, and I'm sure it'll be on the news too. All right, I am going to go ahead and jump in and get started. Today is May 13th, 2025, and this is our Tuesday Facebook Live here on Donna Stamps. Lots is still going on. As you know, we launched the brand new annual catalog a week ago, and oh my gosh, there is so much that I am loving in this catalog. Some things that I totally missed. I've looked at it 100 times. But like I told you last week, and if you don't have one, let me know. I'll be happy to get one for you. It's gorgeous. It's a little thinner. You see, I already got my tags on there. But I would consider this kind of like the storefront for the newer products, things that have just come out and been released. We have so many new scrapbooking, memory keeping items. We've got our designer series paper in, and there are so many papers that carried over. I started to make a list and I was going to post it and didn't get to it. So I will make a list so everyone knows what papers carried over, which was quite a few. But if you don't see something in the catalog that you're looking for, and you're not sure whether or not it's still available, go over to the online store. It's not replacing the catalog, but there are a lot of products there that have moved from the last catalog we just closed out, and moved it over to the online exclusives, which is wonderful. And you'll see them over there, and they will remain till who knows when. I hope a long time, because there's a lot of my favorites over there. But keep in mind, the best way to know if something is getting ready to leave or is considered on the last chance list is it will say in red, last chance list. You can actually go in and sort by that on my online store and see everything that's still on there. If you looked yesterday, for example, and something that you saw yesterday is not there today, if it was on the last chance list, that tells you that that item has sold out. However, if it says unavailable, that means that it is a current product that is going to be replenished and will still be available, whether it be on the actual catalog or on the online exclusives. But you can always reach out and I'll be happy to help you with those. But that's the two things you need to look for. Red unavailable means it's coming back. Last chance list means I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's considered a retiring product. So keep those in mind. And of course, like I said, we have the new catalog. We have brand new online exclusives. We have 2 new kits that came out that are gorgeous. And of course, we have 5 new in colors. And we talked about it. And I also posted a little thing here on the page about the new color called Cloud Cover. We're having some issues, not so much with the ink, but with the ink reacting to the foam pads. So there will not be a foam full-size pad in Cloud Cover like we talked about, but you will be able to get the refill, all the blends, the markers, etc. And you can get the little spots. There is a collection of spots. There's actually 2. One of them includes Cloud Cover, or you can get the uninked, spots that are made with the felt. So if you have been around a while and you remember the old style pads that were not foam, but they were a little harder when you stamped on them, that will not have the same reaction as the foam pad does, only with Cloud Cover. Now, if you're a demonstrator, you're on my team, etc., you have the opportunity to purchase, while supplies last, the ink pad in full color. It's not going to be available to customers, but if you see demonstrators using it, etc., I have one on order coming. It's kind of hit or miss whether it's going to be one that is good or it's going to be a dud. You just don't know. That's the chance you take. But I do like the fact that they are offering it to demonstrators to try and use. But we also have alternatives for our customers. What else? For YouTube, I've been telling you for several weeks that I am hoping to get us moved over to YouTube. We are 7 subscribers away from me being able to go live on YouTube. So if you haven't already subscribed, there's a link here in the featured post. Click on that link. It'll take you over to YouTube, and then there is a subscribe button. If you subscribe there, you'll know when I will be going live, because it will send you an indicator as well. But once we hit 50, I'm going to move from actually doing them here on Facebook Live to doing them on YouTube, and I'll stream them down to Facebook. So they'll still be coming down to Facebook. People are asking me that. But this way, I have a lot of customers who aren't on Facebook, so now they're going to be able to watch live. The other and most important thing about it is that they're not going to disappear. The ones here on Facebook are only good for 30 days, and anything that I upload over to YouTube or I go live from YouTube with, those will be around till eternity. So, which is wonderful. So check that out if you haven't already. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. We are so close, and the sooner we get there, the better, because they are really starting to crack down on things within Facebook and how they're allowing not just demonstrators, but lots of business, etc., to share with you. And it's frustrating, but there's an alternative. What else? We have a great join program going on right now. I tell you that the starter kit is the best option for you. With this brand new catalog here and all the new items that are available, this starter kit promotion is wonderful. Again, it's no obligation. My entire team is happy discount shoppers. They enjoy getting a discount on their products, and you can too. You don't have to do lives, classes, events. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to sell. You can just enjoy a discount. Right now, instead of $125 in product for $99, you are going to get $165 in product, and that's anything. It can be online exclusives. It can be kits. It can be annual catalog. So it's a wonderful deal. And then you can enjoy a discount for the next 6 months. So let's see. Wait a minute. January, February, March. So it'll be April, May, June, July, August, September. So technically through the end of October, you can enjoy a discount. And as a demonstrator, you also get sneak peeks of new products, etc., early. So we're going to be able to see what's coming up in the brand new holiday catalog that'll be starting in September. So as a new demonstrator, you could take care of that as well. But if you have any questions, reach out. I'd love to have you. And like I said, we are a fun little group of little hobbyists who just enjoy getting that discount. Upcoming events, there are 2 I want to put on your radar. One of them is this Saturday. It is our next card buffet. 2 sessions, 9 to 12 and 1 to 4. It's $3 a card, including the envelope. You will have either between 12 and 16 different cards to make. You make as many or as few as you like for $3, like I said, with the envelope. You don't have to register, but we appreciate you letting us know you're coming so that we have plenty of room. Now, this is not where I normally do my events. This is with my partner, Cassie Miller, and we are going to be over at her stamp studio off of Dixie Highway. Very easy to find, and of course you can reach out and I'll get you more information if you're interested in that. There's not a Stamp-A-Stack this month because, of course, it's Memorial Day weekend. I typically do my BOGO sale that weekend or the next, and I realized I will be out of town the week of the 1st. So BOGO will be on Sunday, June the 8th from 1 to 4. If you've never been to BOGO sale before, for every dollar you spend in retired product, and I take everything. So there's going to be DSP, cardstock, stamp sets, bundles, embossing molders, you name it, it's there. Every dollar that you spend, you're going to get equal value free in the new catalog. So you can pick out, if you spend $40, then you pick out $40 in product, and then of course you pay for that with your shipping and tax. So it's a fun event. It is first come, first serve. The sooner you come in, the better chance you'll get of things like in colors, etc. Now, I will tell you that with the change in the retirement list and how things retire, not everything that I would normally pull off the shelf might be there. If it is still listed on the last chance list, I cannot part with it until it is 100% sold out. But reach out to me if there's something that you're interested in, and we'll work something out. I know there's a couple of embossing folders people are wanting, etc. I'm happy to put your name on them, but you need to let me know sooner than later to do that. And of course, I try to accommodate everybody. And I do have duplicates of some things, which makes it nice. Okay, but that is June the 8th. So get that on your radar as well. Now, I forgot to grab the project from last time. I knew I was forgetting something on my desk. Make sure you're commenting, saying hello. Let me know you're here. Hey, Cheryl. Hi, Linda. It's the night of the Lindas. I love it. But make sure you're commenting. Say hello. Just let me know you're here. That way your name will go into the drawing for the project that I did on our last live. And let me show that to you. We did this little fun card. And it looks like this on the inside. I love this raised piece. It just really adds a lot of dimension. Of course, you can't really tell that from the camera, but you can see it's popped up. So when you see it in real life, it's really a neat little optical illusion in some words because it looks like it's popping off the page. And of course, you could dress this up, add ribbon, etc. And then this was the other one that we did. So you can pick which you choose. Both of them are using the Impressions in Bloom, which we're actually going to use again tonight, but in a different way. So I've got everybody's name here in the hat. So let's see who is going to get this. All right. This is going to go to Mary Humphrey. So Mary, I actually will see you, I hope, this weekend. I'll bring that to you. And then, of course, if you share my video, which I greatly appreciate, type the word share in all capital letters. And your name will go into a separate drawing, and that will be for a stack of cards from my stash. I have been going through cards like crazy. I have thousands of cards. So I'm restocking all my card boxes. I'm making up some card packs. So I'm excited to get some of these cards in your hands that you can, of course, use for ideas. And this is going to go to Norma Bryant. So Norma, I have your information and I'll get those ready for you. Now, the cool thing about going to YouTube is you can comment over there, you can share, so none of that's going to change, okay? You can still do that. You can still refer people to this page here, but it's going to be nice to really just move, like I said, from one platform to another, and that way more people who aren't on Facebook are going to be able to join us and have fun. All right, let's see. And then, of course, one more thing I forgot is when you do place an order in my online store, and remember, no more host code, you get 10% for every order that you place before shipping and tax that's $20 or more. It goes into a little bank. You have to opt in, so make sure when you set up your online account that you opt in. That you want to receive and participate in the rewards program. Kind of like when you go to Thornton's or Target, any of those, you know, you have a loyalty program you have to opt into. That way, when your order's processed, they will automatically deposit that 10%. So if you place a $50 order, $5 is going to go into your bank. And you can use those at any given time. You can save them. They're good for a year. Or you can use them in bits and pieces. It's totally up to you. But I like to send a little thank you for those online orders. So they have to be $20 or more, but I will send you the 2527 in color flat pearls. I love that they're giving us these flat pearls. They add so much to your projects, but they're not bulky. So they don't stick out really, really tall to where you have to pay extra postage. All right. So I think I did all my business, right? So I am going to go ahead and flip the camera down. So hang tight a second. And then we're going to get started on this cute project. I think you're going to love it. Okay, excuse my thumb. I want to make sure I'm in camera good. All right. So we are going to be working with, oh, I did forget something. I knew I was. This is the Impressions of Bloom stamp set that we used last week. This happens to be the bundle that's featured for this month's Club Cove. If you don't know about Club Cove is my monthly class to go. You make 8 cards to each of 4 designs. It's $30 for porch pickup, $38 if you need me to ship it, and I can ship it anywhere in the United States. But you get about $25 in product that you'll use to make your 8 cards, but you have tons of product left over. It is a subscription, but you don't have to do the subscription. If you happen to love this bundle and you would like to make these cards, you can do them on the fly, so to speak. So you can sign up by the 20th, and you can do it on a month to month if you like. So let's say you want to do it this month, but you see what the product we're going to use next month is, you can switch that out. Now, we're not going to use the stamp set, so to speak, tonight, but we are going to use these dies. Now, you'll notice that quite a few are missing, and that's because we're going to use them, but I am in love, and when you see what these die-cut flowers do, you're going to be in love too. So I love these ovals. One is straight, one is stitched, and this suite has some gorgeous paper, etc. You actually saw that paper last week. Here it is again. You've got lots of patterns to use. We're actually going to use this one right here tonight. But it has a lot of colors in it, which makes it very easy to do all of your coordination. All right. And then we are going to pair this with a new online exclusive, new to me. You might have seen this before. This is called Arched Wishes. It is a red rubber stamp, but I love everything about it. And it actually goes, I don't need that yet. It actually coordinates with the Everyday Arches dies. Now, these are part of a different bundle, but they will definitely coordinate with this. And so I was excited. They've been on back order for a long time. They finally came in. I scooped them up while they were available, and I believe that they might be unavailable as of today. But that being said, if this is something you think you might be interested in, or any product that's unavailable, there's the opportunity to opt in and receive a notification when that item is back in stock. So you can opt into those. If you have 5 products that you're interested in, you can opt into all 5 of them one at a time, and that way you'll get that notification. But just love these. Now we are going to use today the 3rd and the 4th end from the largest. So we're going to be using both of these, and I just love that they have the stitching, and I've got them already die cut out for you, so I'm going to show them to you. And then for this today, we're going to use just the words. Okay, all right, so let me grab my supplies and I'll show you what you need to make this. Okay, you're going to start with a piece of fresh freesia. This is our standard card base that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You need a piece of designer series paper. This one is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're actually going to be using this side. You need another piece that is 4 by 2. Yep, 2. Okay. That's the basics of your card, okay? Then you need some papers in order to cut out your arches. So I'm going to be using Misty Moonlight for the larger one, and then some basic white to do 2 of the next smallest ones. And I've already got those die cut out. And then for our flowers, we're going to need some scraps of Pool Party, Fresh Freesia, Misty Moonlight, and Early Espresso. And I've already cut those flowers out for you, but I'm going to show you just how fun they are to put together. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and score and burnish our card base, but then we're going to do some cutting. Okay, So I'm going to bring in my cutter. And what I want to do is, this is my cutting, this is my scoring. I'm going to push my scoring dot. Hi, Diana. I'm going to push this all the way up, okay? And only work with my cutting blade. So what I want to do is, I have my card base here, and I want to turn it to where the 5.5 inch is across the top of my cutter, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in at 2 1/4. Okay, so make sure that, so this would be the top. This will be your bottom. Okay, so make sure that you put the bottom edge at 2 1/4. Okay, and what we're going to do is we are going to bring this, I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to cut all the way over till I get to my score line. That's why you want to score it first so you can see. Now, I'm old and I can't always see without standing up. So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to pull that, and there's a little mark. Let me see if you know that. On my cutter right here. So I know when that line gets to my score mark, I can stop. Okay, so once I get that done, I'm going to lift this up, and now I'm going to turn and put my 8.5 at the top, and I'm going to put my score line into the grid, okay? So this will be lined up at 4 1/4, which should put your original score line right in the track. And then I'm going to do the same thing, only this time I'm going to cut all the way down. Oh, I'm catching all the way down, pushing too hard, to my score line. Am I there? Yeah. Okay. So then what that's going to do is that's going to take that piece out. Oh, I must need a new score blade. Okay. I think I pushed too hard, and I did. And I've got something in my track. If you don't know this, I'm going to show you this. You want to make sure you clean out your track. Do you see that right there? When you get pieces of cardstock and dust, etc. in, it will cause it to drag. So we're going to pretend it didn't drag, right? But ultimately, this is what I suggest. Take your bone folder and push. Okay, I am going to grab my scissors and trim since I have some ragged edges, but if you have a good cutting blade, which I clearly don't, it worked fine when I made the first card, but different cardstock does different things sometimes. So I'm going to trim this little bit off, and it's not going to hurt a thing. You could have not scored it and just made your cuts and then folded it, but either one works. Okay, so we've got that, and again, I'm just going to take my bone folder and I want to smooth out that edge where I did score, okay? So this is what you want to see, and I'm going to do the same thing right here where that cut mark is, okay? So I want to have this little piece. Now, what I cut off, don't throw it away. You can use it for your flowers. You can use it for a lot of different things, okay? But don't throw that away. All right, so we're gonna start there. And the first thing I wanna do is add my designer series paper. So this piece is going to go right here as our center card. Okay? So no basic white. You'll see why here in a second. But we're going to add this. I hate to cover up this paper because it's so pretty. And you definitely could change this up however you want. Again, that's the joy of what I try to show you, is I try to make them simple but with some pop so that you could easily convert them to something that works for you, okay? So that's that. Then on our little flap, we're gonna add the 2-inch piece, and it's going to go right down here, okay? So that's gonna get us started. I keep a nail file handle. Oh, that's a good idea. Hey, Charla. That's a great idea, Betty. Great idea. Okay, I'm just gonna add some paper right here. Okay, so that creates our basic card, right? Just like that. Now you could put another piece. You could put a piece of white right here if you wanted. But once we get finished, you'll kind of see why it's not necessary that you have it. But some people like every edge to be covered, and that's okay too. All right, so I'm gonna bring in my arches, okay? And ultimately what's gonna happen is this arch is going to sit right here on our card. But before we do that, I wanna do some stamping, okay? So I'm gonna do some stamping on both. And our colors are gonna be Fresh Freesia and Misty Moonlight. Of course, I took them right out of the paper. On this one, I have the little Make-A-Wish. This is actually the inside. And I'm gonna put that right up here at the top, just like that. I love how that fits, okay? And then for the Fresh Freesia, I'm gonna use the Happy Birthday. Now, we're gonna pray, because it looks just a little wide. I am going to put it down here at the bottom. I'm gonna lose just a little bit of that tail, but it'll fit still nicely. There we go, Happy Birthday, okay? So we're gonna lay that aside. And then on this one, which is our front, we are going to use the image that says, cheers to another year of you. Now, this is a whopper stamp, okay? And did I do this backwards? No. What I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna cut it off. I am actually going to only ink up cheers to another. I'm gonna clean it, and then I'm gonna stamp again, because when I measured it based on my other one, which was not correct. Okay, see, we make mistakes, it's all good. Cheers to another. So let's just stamp, add some ink. Okay, let's pray. Cheers to another. Yay, it worked. Okay, so now let me clean this really fast, because I don't want to pick that ink up. Okay. And then we're going to do Year of You. Right, okay. And I am going to do another, make sure, Year of You. So we're gonna put it, sorry, I need to pull this down slightly. But hey, we made it work, right? Yay! Woohoo! Charla, this is one of my favorite papers, and I'm not usually a big, bold flowers, but I'm loving this. I am so excited that worked. Yay! Okay. So now, what we're going to do is, we're going to add this. And that's not horrible. It'll work, right? I think it's intended. Just going to add all of this onto here. So we have that, right? Okay. That is skill. That was luck, Charla. But thank you for the vote of confidence. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is actually going to fit only on this flap, right? So I only want to put adhesive down here on this bottom. Now, I'm going to go ahead for stability purposes, and you'll see why I say that here in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and add this to my card. Just like that. Okay. So now it's going to work like that. Okay. And then we're going to take this piece and we're going to put this piece inside. And I wanted to make sure I had this down because the idea is we want it to be hidden behind our flap. So then we'll add this one here. Okay. All right. Then I cut out these flowers and I want you to see them. So I showed you how, where'd they go? How you could stamp the images, and we did do that, okay, where we had our full piece, and then we had our inside. Well, the flowers kind of work the same way. So what you get is you get the large die. So that, of course, would have cut out your flowers if you stamped them, but you can actually cut them out. Let me grab my dish and bring it over here, okay? They have these inserts. Hopefully you can see that, okay? And they fit within the die, just like that, okay? So that when you run it through, let me pick it up. Hopefully I can hold it and not come apart. So that's what you're going to do when you run it through, okay? And this outer piece cuts, but the inside doesn't cut all the way through. It just cuts that impression into your flowers, okay? So it does that on the flowers. Then you have the little insides, which I cut out of Early Espresso. And can you see the texture that it adds onto the centers of your flowers? So cute, right? Okay. And then it does the same thing to your leaves. So I just love how this looks. And you can do so much with it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to build a bouquet right down here. Okay, so we're going to pray that Donna's green glue will cooperate. And I'm not going to put a lot. Hopefully I'm going to put some. Let's see. Come on. There. That's what always happens. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit here and there. Okay. And I'm going to lay this down here. Just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to move this because I don't want to mess. And we all know Donna's the queen of mess. Okay. Then I'm going to grab some glue dots. Hey, Miss Terry. And I'm just going to put these centers on a glue dot, and I did 2 smalls to go with the small and medium flower, and then 1 large for the large one. Okay. And where's my U-Picture? Here he is. Okay. So we'll take this one. I just love the texture of these flowers. Of course, now I have glue on my fingers. So everything is going to stick to me. And I just love how the espresso makes these little flowers pop. Right? Okay, so we've got our flowers. Let's move that out of the way. Don't put it in the glue, Mother. Okay. All right. I need that again. Then I've got some dimensionals. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put these smaller flowers down here flat. And I'm going to put this one up on a dimensional. Okay. Now, I am going to take my fingers, and on the big one, I'm just going to kind of pinch and lift just enough to where it kind of gives it some dimension. Okay, so I am just going to use regular adhesive, maybe. There we go. And we're going to put this one here. Aren't these pretty? And I just pulled them right from the Designer Series paper. And then we're going to tuck this one kind of right like that. Okay. And then this one's going to go on a dimensional that's right in front of me. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. And we're going to add him, again, overlapping, letting some of our little leaf show. Okay. So now you've got that dimension. Okay. And then these are the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems, kind of a glitter sparkle. And I want to use the white ones. And I'm just going to add 3 of those around my card. And I'm going to use all little ones because I don't want it to, here, I'm just going to do this. Just like that. Just to give it a little bit of sparkle. So then your card looks like this. Isn't it cute? I love it. And again, very minimal supplies. Now, I have another card that I started, but I got home from work late, so it's not finished. Okay, but I will finish it right after the live, and I will post pictures of it along with this one and all the measurements over in the Club Cove. So you'll have to go over and check it out and let me know which one you like better. So same supplies, just different color palette, different DSP. So you'll have to let me know your thoughts. Oh, thank you guys. That's so sweet. I love these gems. Oh my gosh, just love, love, love them. All right, so that's your project for tonight. I hope you like that. Give it a try again. I'll have all the measurements up for you over on the Creative Cove along with the second card. If there's anything you need, please let me know. I hope to see you on Saturday for Card Buffet. We've got some super cute cards planned. And many of them use brand new product and new colors. So you'll get to play with those. Again, $3 per card. And you can come to either session, either 9 to 12 or 1 to 4. And again, it's off Dixie Highway and very, very easy to find. So let me know. Again, we only need 5 more people to subscribe over on YouTube so that we can start doing our lives over there. So if you haven't already hit that little subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate you doing that for me. Everyone have a great rest of your week. It's supposed to be getting very warm. Hope to see you on Saturday. Otherwise, we'll be back on Tuesday at same time. I'll talk to everyone later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.